Hi guys, this is 8.3b, the continuation on dividing polynomials. One thing that I want to remind you guys on is long division, which is something that you did back in elementary school. You need to know these terms because I'm going to use them throughout the video and throughout class when we go over this subject. So if you were dividing something, 25 by 5, sometimes you're going to see it written out like this, 25 divided by 5. You have to remember when you use the little house back in the day. So you would put this here, and what you would do is you would divide 25 by 5, and then you would put your answer up here in the top. Okay, and then in order to check your answer to see if you had any remainders, you would multiply 5 by 5 and you would subtract it. Okay, that subtracted part is going to be really crucial when we go into dividing polynomials because it's going to start changing your sign. We're also going to have remainders. So say we were doing, like 253, right? So here we would have 0 and 3, 5 goes into 0, 0 times. So you would have your 0 here, and then you would have a remainder of 3. Okay, so we're also going to have remainders in this section, but it's going to look a little bit different. So just keep in mind that you're going to put your numbers up here and that you subtract the product of your quotient and your divisor down here. And I'll go through that, so don't freak out too much, just be aware of what we're doing. So I have some steps over here on the side that you might want to copy down so that you know what we're doing. In my next example, I'll kind of shorten them for you. I just wanted to write it out so you could understand what it was that we were doing. So here I have our first example. We have this trinomial here, and we're dividing it by the binomial x plus 1. Now, a common mistake that you guys will make here is you'll try to divide it like the monomials that we did in the last section, and you'll try to do like x squared divided by x plus 1 and 3x divided by x plus 1. That's no bueno. Okay, don't do that. You can't do it this way. You're going to have to use long division. In the next section, I'll show you how to do it using synthetic. I don't care how you get there, just do it. All right, so the first thing you're going to do is set up your little house. Now, your dividend, okay, the number on top, also your numerator, is going to go inside your house. So you have x squared plus 3x plus 2, and then your divisor, which is your denominator over here, is going to go on the outside, x plus 1. So now what you're going to do is you're going to divide your leading terms. Now you have two leading terms. You have this leading term and that leading term. And I want you to actually divide them out. Okay, I want you to write it down because you can make some really easy mistakes here, which are a pain to fix later. So here we have x squared divided by x. Once again, when you divide, remember that you are subtracting those exponents. So 2 minus 1 is x. Well, 2 minus 1 is 1, right? So x to the first power. You are going to write this answer here in your quotient. So we have x. All right, so that's step 2. Step 3 is you are going to multiply. There's nothing new what we're doing here. Same thing we did here. We did 5 times 5, 25. So that's what we're going to do here. X times x plus 1. Now, you may want to write it out on the side, x times x plus 1, so that you can be a little more thorough and make sure that you distribute correctly. Okay, so that's going to give us x squared plus x. And that's what we're going to write in here, x squared plus x. However, we are going to subtract that, which means it's going to change our sign. So x squared minus x squared is 0. We cancel that out. And then we have 3x minus x is going to give us 2x, and then the 2 is going to come down. So then we just repeat those steps. We now have a new leading term. Our new leading term here is 2x. So we have 2x divided by x. The x's are going to cancel, and we're going to have a 2 here. So positive 2 on top, and now we're going to multiply that again. So over here, we have x times x plus 2, which is going to give us x squared plus 2x. Wait, what did I do? X plus 1. I lie. I'm sorry. This is 2 times x plus 1. 2 times x plus 1. Okay, so you're going to distribute that 2 there and here, which is going to give you 2x plus 2, which we're going to put here, 2x plus 2. But we are subtracting those terms. Minus. 2x minus 2x cancels. 2 minus 2 is going to give us a remainder of 0. Okay, so that worked out pretty nice. So when you divide these two, your answer is just x plus 2. One thing that you should realize by now is that x plus 1 and x plus 2 are factors of x squared plus 3x plus 2. Now, you can always check your work. It's going to take some time sometimes and get pretty complicated when you have remainders. In order to check your work, you're going to multiply your quotient by your divisor. So here we're going to have to FOIL that because you have two binomials, x plus 2. X times x is equal to x squared. X times 2, positive 2x. X times 1, positive 1x. 1 times 2 is positive 2. Combine your like terms. X squared plus 3x plus 2. This is the same as our original dividend, and that's it. Checks out right. Right, so for the most part, these should be fairly easy, but they will get just a little more complicated. I have one more example for you that has the remainder in it, and you're going to want to take note and pay attention to how it's written. One thing that you should know is that the Khan Academies are a little bit different, and I'll go over that in class in terms of how they want you to put in your answer. So make sure that you come see me about that before you start putting in the answers into your Khan Academy. Or go over the hints on your first problem before you start to do it. All right, so here are the steps again, simplified. First thing you want to do is set up your house. Done. Second step, divide your leading terms. So in the first one, we have 9n squared divided by n. The 9 comes out, n squared divided by n is n here. Now we're going to multiply them over here on the side. 9n times n plus 4. Make sure you distribute correctly. Is going to give you 9n squared plus 36n. So we're going to write that here. 9n squared plus 36n. Again, we're subtracting. And this is where you're going to see how the signs are going to change. So the 9n's cancel. But now we have 28 minus 36, which is not going to give you a positive. You're going to get a positive 8 here, sorry, a negative 8 and here, and the negative 30 is going to come down. So again, we divide our leading terms. Negative 8n divided by n is going to give you a negative 8. Minus 8 goes on top. We multiply it down here. Negative 8 times n plus 4. Our signs are going to change. Negative 8n minus 32. Now, don't freak out over here because you have the double negative. It's not going to give you negative 16 because this is going to change when we distribute that negative here. So you have negative 8 minus negative 8 turns it into a positive, makes it cancel. 30 minus negative 32. That double negative here is going to make that a positive. So you have negative 30 plus 32 is going to give you a positive 2 as your remainder. Now, you cannot divide 2 by n, okay? That's not going to happen. So what you have now is your remainder. This is your remainder. Okay, remainder. That is going to come up as your quotient as a fraction. So you have plus whatever your sign is. The 2 goes in the numerator, and your divisor here is going to be your denominator, n plus 4. You always, always, always have to put this in as a fraction. If you try to give me something like 9n minus 8 plus 2, it's going to be wrong for 2 reasons. One, you're either going to try to combine these like terms here and give me 9n minus 6, which is incorrect. That does not divide evenly. Or, I don't know, you're going to try to put like an extra n in here. I don't know what's going to happen. So just don't do it. Know that whenever you have a remainder, it has to go up here as a fraction. So that's it. That's your answer. Your answer here would be 9n minus 8 plus 2 over n plus 4. Okay. You can always check your work, which I am not going to do. I'll show you how to do that tomorrow in class because it's going to take too long. So you can go ahead and start the Khan Academy, but like I said, make sure you either review the hints or come see me first because I want to make sure that you're not wasting your time in entering them incorrectly. If you have any questions, let me know, shoot me a remind, or I'll see you in class.